In the last few years, we've seen a lot of new businesses starting up. A lot of people looking to become a small business owner, and there's a common pitfall that I'm seeing out there. Not all the time, but it's happening enough that it's a disturbing trend where these new business owners are too focused on the lifestyle opportunities of being a business owner too early in the start of the business. And the idea of having a team that they can earn off of, and those are all great things to happen. But too early, less likely it's going to be successful. And even if you've got a lot of capital and you're able to hire a full team right off the bat, there's still work that has to be done on the front end to be able to enjoy that lifestyle on the back end. And when you don't have that foundation in place, what happens is you hand things off too soon, and then the business falls apart, and they fall into this cycle where they're having to repeatedly rebuild the business over and over again. The second thing I see happen a lot is they get too frustrated. They realize they think this can be too hard, and that's just indicative of owning a business. Rather than indicative of not putting the foundation, and they close the business down and go back to being an employee again. Or the third one I see is they decide they never want to have a team. The team's the problem, and they end up being a solopreneur for forever. And the bad thing about that is the business never has the opportunity to realize its full potential. Now, the good news is if you're willing to put in the extra hours and work on that foundation for the first 1, 2, 3 years of the business, then the reality is at that point you'll have that foundation to be able to realize that lifestyle that you've wanted. Maybe only work 5 hours a week, but you can do that for many, many years to come as long as you put the work in on the front end. Second thing is, that foundation leads to a business that can work without you, and then it becomes passive income. And finally is, if you learn these lessons and these how to put the foundation, once you learn that, you've got that skill set forever, and you're actually able, if you want to, you have the ability to buy and start multiple businesses over your career and be able to build them up. It's easier the second, third, fourth time to be able to multiple passive income streams. So let's look at what the steps are. Now, the first is, and this may not be very intuitive as to why this is a value, but sit down and write out your goals for the first year, 3 years into it, 5 years, 10 years. So 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10-year goals. What the income is going to be, what the team looks like, what your hours in the business are going to look like. Because what this does is it gives you a realistic expectation of when you're going to be able to reduce hours and realize that income. And with that clarity, you're less likely to kind of drop things and hand things off too soon, and which leads to the negative consequences I talked about. The second is develop systems and key performance indicators for every activity in the business. What this does is this is the foundation for building processes that get predictable results, which allows you to plan and forecast a business more effectively. But also, you're giving the tools to those future team members so they know how to do the job effectively. And identify what the key performance indicators are for each of those tasks, so they know what you're expecting of them. Because without these things, without giving those tools and expectations, how could we possibly expect that team member to be successful? And thirdly is know your numbers. Whether it's your KPI data and you can see historical trends, the actual seasonal or product service trends, and your financials. If you don't know your numbers in these areas, you just don't know the business, and you're making decisions based on guesswork or hope. So once you do these 3 steps, you're starting the path to be able to build that foundation, which again, If you're willing to do the hard work and put in the extra hours for the first 2 years, it's going to lead to you be able to cut back hours and realize the lifestyle you've always wanted. It'll allow you to develop a business that can work without you being involved in the daily operation to become passive income. And once you learn this once, if you want to do it, you have the opportunity to do this multiple times with multiple businesses. So if this is a challenge that's of concern to you, or you may be even experiencing this right now, we've got a framework on exactly how to do this. And if you'd like a copy of that framework, I'd be more than happy to send you a copy so you can build that solid foundation. So if you want a copy, in the comments section, type the word framework, and I'll reach out to you and I'll get you that information. I look forward to hearing from you.